Hey guys, so if you are struggling in 2024, I want to help you get victory in 2025, and I am here today to throw you a lifeline. So today is New Year's Eve, the date of while I'm recording this, it is December the 31st, and tomorrow is New Year's Day of 2025. And so today is day two of my Your Breakthrough series, where I come on here every day on my YouTube channel, and then at 12:45 and Central Standard Time, and I give you some tips, some tricks, and some encouragement to help you find your breakthrough. Whether your breakthrough is in a relationship, whether your breakthrough is in your business, we are going to focus on business quite a bit, whether it's in your health, it doesn't matter. All the principles that I will be discussing and teaching you over the next however many days until the Lord releases me from this assignment will help you. I have been through so much in my life. 2024 it has been excruciatingly painful for me, and rather than wallow in my own pain, rather than do what I want to do in my flesh, which is curl up in a ball in the fetal position somewhere in a corner, or stay in bed all day and not even get out of bed because of what is currently going on in my life, relationship wise, with one of my children, I have decided to make this pain purposeful. And so today, what I want to discuss with you, the lesson today, is visualizing and using visualization to help catapult you into whatever your goal is. So let me start by saying, if you can't already tell by what I've said already, is this is biblically based. This is not woo-woo. This is not voodoo. This is not new age. Stop giving the enemy power and jurisdiction over what God has ordained. He gave us an imagination. He gave us the ability to dream. In Proverbs 29:18, I have it written down right now. I want you to make, some days I want you to take notes while I'm talking. I want you to really grab a hold of these lessons and learn them and implement them into your life. But in Proverbs 29:18 says, without vision, the people will perish. So have you ever met anybody who's kind of given up on life? Yeah, I've met a lot of them. My dad was actually one of those people. Like he had all these dreams and visions, and then when he got to be in his mid 60s, he realized that nothing that he wished for had happened. And in the last stage of development, Erickson's last stages of development, is called integrity versus despair. And he hit despair because it didn't work out the way he wanted it to work. I don't want that to be me. And I definitely don't want that to be you. And I have discovered in my life, when I'm going through a struggle, one of the tools that I use is visualization. It's dreaming. When are we really good at visualization? Let me tell you when we're really good at visualizations: when we're kids. We sit under a tree, lay in the grass, and just daydream. And the programming and everything people says, get your head out of the clouds, quit, she's staring off into space, or she's zoning out. I heard these things all the time because I was a big daydreamer whenever I was a kid. And that's because, guess what? I was connected to the Lord more closely at that time. I didn't have all those cultural ideals. I didn't have all the programming, even from religious institutes, from the public, from, like I said, from culture, telling me that daydreaming was nonsense. Y'all, if you learn nothing else from today's lesson, today's chat, it's that daydreaming, visualization, that's where it's at, y'all. That's where it's at. So let's get into the lesson. That was just the pre-lesson. Are you ready? So a lot of people make dream boards, right, for the new year. And dream boards are cute. They're cute. I've made dream boards in the past, but let's be honest. Dream boards are like the Pinterest version of goal setting. If you really want to see results, though, better than just gluing some pictures to a poster board, visualization is where it's at. So today we're going to dive into what I call the perfect day, or my perfect day exercise. And let's talk about exactly how you do that. Let's just jump right in. We've already talked about why I think visualization is important, but let's talk about the research. So research shows that when you visualize, your brain creates the same neural pathways as if you are actually experiencing it. That's why athletes, CEOs, even high performers like Oprah, not a big fan, but swear by it. So visualizing, your brain does not know the difference between you daydreaming and visualizing it and reality. So when you practice visualization, you're actually rewiring your brain and you're helping your brain to focus on that. Okay. It activates a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. And that's when things start showing up, because whenever you're visualizing or thinking about something, your brain will start, like, there's millions and millions of pieces of data that our brains catalog every single day. Just like just now, I have a window outside my office here that's in the backyard. I just glanced out there very quickly, but my brain took notice of hundreds of items of data as I glanced out that window. It looked at the leaves, the wind, the little animals that might be scurrying about. It looks for danger. It looks for beauty. It looks for all the details. It may not have said, hey, look at that squirrel over there half a mile away, but my brain noticed that. So the point is, when you use visualization regularly and when you incorporate it into your everyday, your brain says, oh, Liz wants to focus on whatever it is. So if you're having problems in your relationship, like I said, it doesn't matter. You can use this My Perfect Day formula practice. You're going to script it out. So let me talk about what we're going to do. Okay. So this is the components of the My Perfect Day visualization. Okay. I want you to write all these things down. Number one, where are you when you wake up? Number two, what is the first thing you do? Number three, what does it smell, sound, and look like around you? Number four, who are you with? Number five, what kind of work are you doing when it excites you? And let me just stop for just a second and just say that if you are watching an excerpt of this, if you're watching a little clip of this over on TikTok, you can find the entire video that talks about this and more on my YouTube channel. Okay. I'll put the little YouTube, how to find me on YouTube there. Okay. So again, where are you when you wake up? What's the first thing you do? What does it smell, sound, and look like? Who are you with? And what kind of work are you doing that excites you? Okay. So, we already talked about the science. Okay, so now we're going to walk through kind of an example of what that might look like. So setting your scene, you're going to find a quiet place and get comfortable. You're going to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, imagine yourself waking up on your perfect day. Where are you? What does it look like? You're going to engage all five senses. You're going to describe everything from the smell of coffee brewing to the birds chirping, the touch of the luxurious seats or the chair that you're sitting in, the taste of delicious breakfast. The more vivid, the better. How do you feel walking into this life? Do you feel joyful? Do you feel grateful? Do you feel... Focus on that emotion and let it sink in. Emotions anchor the visualization in your brain. Okay. And now what you're going to do, like I have mine, I do two things with this. So I have it typed out. I keep it on a clipboard because if you know anything about me, guys, I talk about this all the time. I'm a retired nurse, so clipboards are my thing. So I have a clipboard that I keep right next to my bed. Actually, I do it a little bit differently over the last 5 days. I've been doing something different. I'm going to tell you about it in just a second. But prior to the last 5 days, I just kept this printed, and I would before I do anything, and I wake up in the morning, I read over this. Before I go to sleep at night, I read over this. Okay. I read over it. But now let me tell you what I've been doing. Let me show you is I found an app. Let me show you a picture of what the app looks like. It's called the Parrot app, and this is on iPhone. I just want to show you what the icon looks like in case you want to take a little screenshot. But what I've done is it allows you to record any kind of recording. So it works really good for this visualization exercise. And what I did was I recorded my own voice reading through the script of my visualization. So if you need help writing a script, guys, just go over to ChatGPT, type in, tell ChatGPT something like, I am creating a script for what I'm calling my perfect day. These are the components that are in my script, and you're going to, answer those questions, those 5 questions. You're going to then tell ChatGPT, include emotional responses in the script. I want the script to be 3 to 5 minutes long when I read it. Exactly. My script is down to having a maid and a gardener so that I don't have to do all that stuff. Anyway, be very detailed about exactly what you want in your script, and then read your script into the Parrot app, and then you can set it to loop, and it's your own voice. And it doesn't have to be loud. So what I do before I go to bed at night now and first thing in the morning is, before I even get out of bed, I turn the looping app on and I have it loop for 30 minutes to an hour. And I just turn it down really low where I can barely hear it. But again, it's one of those pieces of data that my brain is, listening to. So the first couple times you do it, you want to really sit down and think about it, put yourself into that emotion, put yourself into that place. And it's a good idea to do that once or twice a week for sure, is to take the time and really visualize it. But the rest of the time you can just loop the app or loop the voice, and your subconscious is going to keep that going. Does that make sense? So probably the best practice, like I said, when you're first doing it, is to actually sit down, meditate on it, think about it, and really get a hold of it. But that's the keys. Okay. So I was listening to a song. I want to end with this. So I was listening to a song this morning. It's an old worship song, not really that old, but the worship song is called Sea of Victory by Elevation Worship. And I want you to really hear this from me and from Elevation Worship. Go listen to it if you need to get a hold of it. But the song is about going through a struggle. And I want you to grab a hold of this. I'd love for you to type it in the comments. And what I want you to get a hold of is one of the lines, or 2 of the lines that I'm going to talk about. The first one is, I know how this story ends. God's promises for you are true, and He is a good God. So get a hold of whatever it is, hear from the Lord, find scriptures that help you really get a hold of what His truth is for your life. And I really started like screaming whenever I was in a good way, listening to that worship song this morning, preparing for this live. And it says, you take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. Guys, I want you to I want you to run into, I want you to barrel through into 2025 knowing that you know how this story ends, and God is going to use whatever struggle you're going through for good. But you have to, this is the key, stop whining before the Lord. Stop telling Him over and over and over what your problem is. Visualize the goodness, visualize the end game, visualize the promise that God has put on your heart for 2025, and then act as if it is done. Step out in faith, start doing the things that you would be doing when it already happened. Do them now. Stop practicing the failure. Okay? So I decree and I declare over you today victory. Everyone that watches this, I know in my heart, I know in my mind, I know in my spirit that victory is on the way for you. I love you, and let's just crush it in 2025. So thank you for watching. Come back any day at 12:45 if you need a little bit of encouragement. Share this with any friends that you have that might need some encouragement today walking into 2025. Love you. Bye.